Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. I'm Vanessa Kelly, and today we're going back to the basics with Chair 101. So if you've never used a Pilates chair before, or maybe it's just been a while, this workout is the perfect place to start. I will walk you through foundational exercises that build strength, improve mobility, challenge your balance, and help you become more comfortable with the chair. So we're gonna move progressively through the workout, starting with a warm-up before working into the footwork, core, hips, and some fun full body exercises that really show what makes the Pilates chair such a unique piece of equipment. So today I'm using the Balance Body XO chair. If you're interested in purchasing any Balance Body equipment for your home or studio, send me an email using the address in the description box below. I'd be happy to help you choose the right equipment, and I can also provide you with a 5% discount on your purchase. So throughout today's workout, remember that quality is always more important than speed. So we're gonna move with control. We wanna focus on your alignment, and we wanna take breaks whenever you need them. So this workout is all about building a solid foundation so that you can continue progressing from it. So if you're ready to get started, let's go ahead and begin. All right guys, so we're gonna get started here. I have my springs already set up. I have one spring on 3, so go ahead and attach one of your springs onto the third cacti here. And I'm gonna start by being hip distance apart, and I'm gonna take a pretty large step away from the chair as well. We're gonna go into some standing roll downs to begin our warm up. So let's swing those arms up towards the ceiling. Let's drop the chin to the chest. Take a nice slow roll down here as you connect your palms to the pedal here. And then press on down. Yes. And it shouldn't feel super tight through the resistance, but this is the first opportunity we're getting to actually feel the stretch through our low back, through the backs of our legs, and then simply start to bring that pedal back up with control. Release your hands from the pedal, roll yourself back up. Good, shoulders back. Let's take it again. Up. And then go ahead and dive very carefully, connecting your palms to the chair. We're gonna press on down, just like that. And then from here, I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and start to round your spine up, and then right about halfway hold. Now, let's extend the spine. So let's lift our head, drop those shoulders for a little cat extension, and then round out through the spine here and press it down. Good, 2 more. Let's lift it up. Raise your eyesight, squeeze through the back of your shoulder blades, and drop your chin, round out your spine. Good, 1 more time. Let's lift it up. Let's extend the spine here, dropping the shoulders, and then round out the spine and press, hold. Good, now adjust your left hand onto the pedal. Let's bend into that left leg and reach up with the right hand. And really allow your tailbone to reach high to the sky here. And then let's bring it back down. Good, other side. Left arm's gonna go up as your right knee bends. Get a stretch. And then bring it right back down. Hold, and simply start to rebuild with control back to the top. Perfect. Okay, so body's feeling a little warm now, right? I'm going to attach now my second spring here. I'm going to bring one of these springs on two. So one spring is on the second cacti and one spring is on the third. So one spring is on 2, one spring is on 3. So if you guys have questions about the spring systems, let me know in the comments. But hopefully if you guys are working on chair, you pretty much understand that language. We're gonna go into our footwork. So we're gonna start with our heels on the pedal. And the rule of thumb here is that we don't wanna be super close to the edge of the chair, but we also don't wanna be sitting all the way back, okay? So find your halfway position. And what's nice about the chair is that we're gonna be able to see our feet throughout the entire series here. So I'm gonna keep it super basic for today, and we're gonna keep our hands just pressing up against the edge of the chair here. And we're inhaling to prepare. Exhale, we're gonna press it down and then right back up. So adjust your feet if you need to, but we're gonna be nice and tall. Exhale, press, and inhale. I have a mirror in front of me too, so this is really great because you get to watch your knees and where they are aligning with. So if you have a tendency to turn your knees inward, that's something to make a note on. If you have a tendency to take your knees outward, that's also to take a note on. So it's really great to find that parallel placement. Good. And then again, we're thinking about using our abdominals, our low back muscles here to support our tall foundation. And bring it up. Let's take it for 2 and 1 and return. Okay, let's come to our toes. So if you've watched me by now, you know I have a pretty system here with our footwork. So we're going down to our toes, parallel. Heels are lifted. Take an inhale to prepare here and exhale, press down. So doesn't even matter if you're working on the reformer, the tower, or the chair. I'm pretty much using the same variation, like default system here for our footwork. And press. Beautiful. And press. So one thing you might notice too here is the difference of muscle focus. What are we feeling right now? We're probably feeling a lot of the quads. I know I am. So really paying attention to that the chair provides a lot of quad muscle focus, which is helping to strengthen the knees as well, okay? Beautiful. And back up, and press, and back up. And take it for 3. Good, shoulders down, chest is lifted. 2, and 1, and back up. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna go, toes are on and heels are gonna be together here. All right, if you feel like you want a little bit of a challenge here, we could take it into your genie arm position if that feels okay. If not, go ahead and come back to the foundation of pressing your hands into the chair, all right? So inhale, preparing, and exhale, extend, and back up. Keeping those heels glued and connected. And we're still focused on inner thighs here. And press. Such a different feeling, right? And I don't know, what do you guys think about chair? I always hear, you know, from people that chair is just like, it's so hard, it's so challenging, and it is, but it's so rewarding as well. So let me know what you guys think about it. And pressing, and back up, and press down, and back up, and press down. 2 more. There you go. And 1. And back up here. Good. Okay, let's go on to our heels. And again, if we want to continue with genie arm, I would say switch the hands. So if your right arm was over your left, let's go ahead and have left over your right. If we're back here at the foundation, that's okay too. So nice and tall and pressing down and back up. Exhale and inhale. And exhale and inhale. I haven't used the chair that much here in my at-home studio, so it's like getting worked in really much these first few times here using the chair. So I apologize for the sound if you guys can hear that too. And back up. But it's good to really working through here. Good. And focusing on our neutral spine, our neutral position. Keeping those ribs connected and closed. And press back up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale down and inhale back up again. Good. I'm gonna just see if that helps at all. And let's come down to our toes. Okay, and then with this one, if you're feeling a little bit more like you want to take on that challenge, let's take our hands and place them behind our head here, okay? So interlacing the hands behind the head, toes are on, we're in that externally rotated position, and then we're gonna go ahead, high heels, and press down, back up. So think of this as your head pressing into your hands here as a reminder, and back up. and press and back up. And press and back up. Beautiful. And nice and focused here, guys. Try to look straight ahead without looking down. And again, think of your elbows reaching to opposite directions of the room here so that you can really focus on fine-tuning your alignment. And resist. And take it down. 3 and 2. Beautiful. 1 more. And back up. Perfect. And relax it. Okay, let's go into some calf raises here. So I'm going to stay on the same spring tension as I do this. And we're going to turn ourselves around. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and take my left foot onto the pedal. And then go ahead and bring your knee to the edge. If you need a pillow, feel free to grab one. But your hands are going to come to the very edge of the chair. Make sure your right foot is flat and you're going to work through your ankle. So you're going to press down to point and then flex here, okay? Now let's really focus on extending out through the spine. Press. Yes. And if you feel those muscles shaking, again, it's good. We haven't worked those muscles in a while and it's getting out of our comfort zone. And press and flex. Flex. Beautiful. And 2 and 1. Good. And then bring it back up again. Nice. Let's take it to the other side. So we're doing about 10 repetitions on each of these sides, okay? So let's rest that right knee up against the edge of the chair. Left foot is parallel and it's flat, especially the heel. Extend out through the spine and then flex and point. The trick with the calf raises is you really want to get your foot in a sweet spot here so that you are really working through the ankle. This is hard, guys. So if you do need to reduce the tension of your springs, feel free to do that and extend. But this is so good on strengthening those intrinsic muscles of the feet. And press, because the feet, again, are the foundation. I say that quite a bit. So we want to take extra good care of our feet. And flex. Good. And flex and point. Point and flex. 2 more. Abs are drawn in. Last time. Perfect. And then carefully bring it back up again. Okay, good. So let's go ahead into some abdominal work here. And I'm going to reduce my tension. I'm going to take I'm just going to keep 1 spring on 3 here. If you need extra assistance, like this is too hard for you, then I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and be on 1 spring on 4. And then I'm going to use my standard box from the reformer here for some support. Because this is, again, 101, I want to give you all the options that you can need to be very successful here, okay? So, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm basically bringing the floor up to me. So I want you to have that solid foundation of your feet pressing firmly into something. So that's why we're using this. If you don't have the box handy, use some books, use yoga blocks, whatever is gonna allow your feet to stay connected, okay? So from here, let's go ahead and start a little bit of a warm up. So arms are out in front of us. We're gonna begin to drop your chin, tuck your tailbone and start to round on back without lifting your feet off the box. And again, you have no support here, so it can feel a little bit risky. And then I want you to go ahead and push your feet down, round out your spine, and then rebuild. 2 more like this, okay? It's preparing us for what we're gonna go into. So nod the chin, scoop the belly, C-curve it through the spine, lower it back, yes. And then draw those abs in, round, rebuild. You got it, 1 more. We're gonna nod the chin, tuck that tailbone under, think navel to spine as we roll back and start to slowly push those feet down and rebuild. Beautiful. So now from here, you have an idea of what we're going to be doing with the spine. We're gonna be rolling ourselves back, but this is where it changes, okay? So we're gonna grab a hold of the pedal. So stay with me, we're gonna nod the chin. Let's roll ourselves back here. Let's begin to reach with our left hand so that we are connecting with the pedal. I have my fingertips facing forward, okay? So maybe this is all you can do and you're like, I'm already, at a point where it feels risky to go any further, but you have the support of the springs here, so go do what feels best. I'm gonna have you guys navigate yourself down by pressing into the pedal. Use the energy from your abdominal muscles to do this, and then using that breath, let's navigate your body back up again. And then again, we go lower it down and start to lift it back up and pressing it down. I like this exercise a lot because it can feel like you're also getting this shoulder stretch and lift. So it's like you're working your abdominals, you're getting this beautiful shoulder stretch, and we're still strengthening that pelvic floor as we lift. Again, pelvic floor is one of the 4 components of the core, so let's not forget about that. And we have another 3 more here. Push those feet down into the box and lift. Nice and slow. And lower it down. Good, 1 more. Let's bring it back up. Use your abs, not so fast. Once you can feel the pedal connecting at the top, let's go ahead and remove the left arm. Let's remove the right arm, hold, and restack yourself here. Excellent. Okay, so let's try an oblique version of that. We're gonna go ahead and start again with our arms out in front of us. Let's take our left arm up and we're gonna rotate. So I'm gonna have you take your your left hand to the pedal, and then you're gonna send your right arm up and over your ear. And then as you press down, watch your left shoulder that it stays down and away. Hips are squared. And now let's go ahead and use our obliques to lift it back up. And we press it down and lift it up. And use your exhale. Use an inhale to lift. Good. If you feel like your toes are disconnecting from the box, let's put some energy and focus into that to staying connected. I promise you guys it does feel very different when we have everything working together. Good. And knees are still about hip distance apart here. And lift. 1 more. And we press down. And we lift it back up. And carefully coming back through center, hold. Let's go ahead and rotate to the right, connecting the right hand. Left arm reaches up and over. We press down. Our tailbone is grounded and lift. Because of the rotation here, you may notice a difference of how much range of motion you have in order to rotate and lift. And are we being stable through our hips, or do you feel like you're shifting? And lift. Good. Engaging through your abdominals. So think of, again, trying to tighten up the muscles to help control the speed. And press. And return. Last time. We pressed it down and right back up again, and dropping that left arm in the front. Raise that right arm up, rotate, and rebuild the spine here. Beautiful. Okay, so from here we're gonna go ahead and take it into a little bit of hip work. We're gonna do some hip strengthening. I'm going to increase my weight here. So if you're already on 1 on 4, stay there and go ahead, adjust it to 1 on 4. If it's too heavy for you, you can go back to 1 on 3, but let's begin to go into some hip work here. So we're gonna go about hip distance apart. Let's see. And I'm really specific about where I want my relationship to the chair. So as you're standing on your left foot, let's go ahead and bring that right leg up. So right foot is on the pedal. And let's just take hands to the hips here, okay? So this is where things start to change, right? Because this is balance. What's happening to the left foot? Like, do you feel like it started to turn out? Is it possible to maintain that parallel alignment? So challenge yourself with that, okay? And from here, we're gonna go ahead into a nice high heel position. Tall, chest is lifted. We're gonna press it down to the point where you can just feel the pedal hover off the wooden frame, okay? And then right back up. And exhale, press it down. And back up again. And press it down and back up. I don't love my positioning. So see what I'm saying? I'm leaning forward. I want to be this way here, but then that means that the weight is going to be too heavy. So I'm going to make a small adjustment. And this is good because this is something that you guys might be seeing in yourself as well, okay? So from here, again, sorry if I interrupted you guys. But it's good to see this in real life because you might be having the same misalignment that I did as well. And you see, like when you make these adjustments, it doesn't necessarily mean I needed to go change my springs. I just needed to change my body positioning to the equipment and press. So, okay, muscle focus. I want to be focusing on the hamstring. So I'm pressing through the back of my leg here. All right. So think of that effort, that work being done. And then again, I'm trying to be super long on my left side, trying to keep my toes open so that it is helping to create balance. All right, and let's go 2 more. Press and back up. And last time. And back up. Okay, so then from here, we're just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna flip and turn to you, and I'm gonna go externally rotated here with my left foot, all right? And then my right foot is also gonna be externally rotated. So we're just pushing out from the hip socket. So go ahead and find your placement, nice and tall for me, and then we're gonna press it down, okay? And slowly resisting to come back up. And so yes, you're feeling the inner thigh work here. You're also, if you're tight, you're gonna feel a stretch as well. And press and back up. And trying to square myself as well, using the camera as a mirror. So again, trying to do the same because we're in this external rotation, naturally our body wants to rotate. So let's do everything we possibly can to reduce that type of desire, right? And press. And then back up and press it down. And back up. Good. And take it here for 3. And 2. Good, and exhale 1, and then back up. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on another portion here. So we're going back to parallel here with the foot, and I wanna be in the very center. So I'm gonna take my left leg and bring it over to the pedal so it's crossing over, okay? So again, it gets tricky because we wanna rotate our body so much. So when you find that position, go ahead and start to press it down. Heel is lifted, and then back up we go. Try to send your weight back and try to stay squared. And resist. And pressing down. Again, using all the muscles. It's like it's wrapping through the inner thigh, so feel that sensation. Think of your pelvic floor lifting. You're using your and guiding through your breath here. And press. So controlled. And bring it back up. And press. And back up again. Good. Take it for 4, 3. Think of your lower body as independent from your upper body. 2 and 1. Excellent. And then release it. Okay, let's go ahead and take this to back facing the chair. Now we're going to be balancing on our right side here. So we're going to take our left foot up to the pedal. And then let's have our hands to the hips. Nice and tall for me. I'm going to do a double check there on my alignment. So looking down at your foot and then press the pedal. Again, a new side here. The chair is a humbling experience, right? Like you just can't cheat these exercises out, and you wouldn't want to anyways. It's such a great opportunity to work on things when we feel like we possibly have plateaued in exercises. It's like, where can we work outside of our comfort zone? Because that's where the work needs to be made, right? That's where the evolvement and the change, our inner foundation happens. So yeah, it could feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And this is why we go back to these foundational exercises that Joseph Pilates created. And press it down. And back up. And I'm looking down. I should be looking straight ahead. So if you guys find yourself looking down, again, just focus on something where you can challenge your balance here. 2 and 1 more. And return the pedal back up again. Okay, so can we do this again? We're going to turn. I'm going to face the function sign, and I'm going to go ahead and just slightly externally rotate out through my right side here. And let's see, nice and tall, and we're going to press it down. And then back up. And shoulders are down. Try to stay squared through your shoulders, through your chest, I should say. And press. And slowly return it back up. And press. And I apologize, guys. I'm not sure why the chair is making so much noise today, but that will be the first thing I'm looking into before I get another one of these videos out for you. And press. And back up. Good, nice and slow. Again, I can slightly feel myself rotating, so if you feel that shift happening in your body, just make those adjustments. It's like when it starts to feel easy, right? That's when we know there's probably something that's changed in our body that we're trying to compensate for. And slowly bring it back up. Exhale, press, and back up. Last time. And return. Beautiful. With control, let's go ahead and release the pedal. I'm back to parallel here, and then I'm going to take my right leg over. So find your pedal and square out those hips, and nice and easy. Left foot is in alignment, and then we're going to press it down. And then back up again. And I do have my mirror to look at over here, which again, guys, when you start to take your eyes off something, that does also recruit some challenge in your balance here. So if that works for you today, go ahead and just start to take your head and look left, and you can take your head to look right. And that also is going to be such good for eye strengthening there too. And pressing down. Good. And take it for 4, 3, 2, Good, last time. And bring it back up super slow. All right, so let's just do a nice little stretch here. We're gonna go into a hip flexor stretch. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm still standing and I'm gonna place my left foot up on top of the chair here. And I'm going to lean into it, okay? So I wanna adjust my right foot, but as I'm leaning into it, you wanna open up the front of your right hip and just really lift your chest up. If you even want to like bring those arms up, that'll also enhance the hip flexor stretch. But most importantly, try to keep your heel down into the mat, like pressing into the mat on purpose. And there you go, hip flexor stretch, tuck that tailbone under, and then start to go into a hamstring stretch. So flex your foot. Let's square out those hips. And then with a flat back, I'm gonna have you guys hinge. So a lot of times what we wanna do with our hamstring stretch is we kind of just wanna like fall into it like that. I guarantee you guys, you're gonna feel a deeper stretch if we just hinge into it nice and slow. So chest is lifted, trying to extend through our back. We don't want to promote such faulty posture when we're always kind of living in that flex position anyways, right? Through our rounded, when we round our back. So it's really good to stay on top of it and extend the spine here. And then bring it out. Let's do the other side. So take that right foot up on top. Let's lean into it. And for me, it feels better to raise my arms up. I can feel the stretch a little deeper. So just play with it in your body, what feels good enough. But again, that heel, we want it to stay down. Tailbone tucks under, hips slightly press forward. And then take it into the hamstring stretch. So I'm just going to flex my right foot here. And lots of balance work today. I mean, it's like we're not even trying to, it's not even specific balance work, I should say, but it's just, it is. The chair is like all balance. It's like, where is our body at in space when we're working with this? And breathe. Beautiful. And then bring it out. Okay, let's go into some full body work exercises. We're gonna go into full pike. So I'm going to change out my spring tension. I'm gonna go on 2 springs on 2. So how do we find out what the right spring tension is? Well, if you're new to this exercise for full pikes, I would go heavier as opposed to lighter because it's going to support your own body weight here, okay? So with that being said, go ahead and press the pedal down all the way. Let's take our hands to the very edge of the chair and then bring your left foot on top as well. So both feet are now on the pedal. And I want you to bring your shoulders over your wrists here, okay? So with that being said, you're gonna transfer your weight into your hands. Eyesight is down, and you're going to allow your tailbone to lift towards the ceiling and then start to lower the pedal down, okay? So we're gonna lift and we're gonna lower. And now you can understand what I mean when, if you need some assistance, add more spring tension. And let's take it up and down. All right, let's take it for 4 and lower. And this, again, is creating a little bit more stamina because it feels harder, right? And 2. And 1 more. And carefully lower the pedal down and then go ahead and step off. Perfect. Okay, so that should have got your heart rate up a little bit. Such a great exercise. Let's move it into another full body exercise here, okay? So we're gonna face the chair once again, And let's take that pedal all the way down. And we're going to take the left foot up on top. So I'm gonna do more of a modified exercise here for this, modified variation, I should say, for this exercise, okay? So taking your hands to the edge the back of the chair here, I just have my fingertips here for balance. And then again, my left foot is in the very center of the chair and it's also in a parallel alignment. So from here, inhaling to prepare, I'm gonna push into my left foot in order to allow the pedal to rise on up, okay? And then you're gonna go ahead and lower it back down. Hover, and then press into that left heel and lower. So this is a lot, it's glute focused here, okay? And lift. So I want you feeling your left butt cheek here working. Your right leg's just going for the ride. And then straighten out that left leg and down. And again, I'm paying attention that I'm not shearing my knee in front of my toes. So I'm trying to keep my weight back as I bend into my left knee and take it up. 3 and 2. 1 more. And down. Okay, great. So very carefully, let's go ahead and switch. So left foot's gonna go back to the pedal, and when you're ready, you can take your right foot up on top. All right, hands are in the same position. Let's take that inhale to prepare, and now we're going to transfer the weight into the right heel as we straighten the right leg and allow the pedal to rise. And then back in, back down, and up, and down. So again, I already can feel the tendency to move faster on this side because I'm stronger on this side. So if you feel that in your body, let's slow things down, okay? Or if you're trying to rush through because you want it to be over with, that's also a respectable thought, but let's again try to stay in the moment here. I promise you are getting a really great hip benefit. And up and down. 4 more. And lower. And 3. And down. Exhale for 2. And down. 1 more. We got it. Beautiful job. And bring it all the way down carefully. And then remove that foot to the mat and let the pedal come on up here. Okay. All right. So we are done with our full body exercises. Let's move into some lateral flexion. So let's get into Mermaid. And I'm going to go, I'm going to move it to 1 on 3. So 1 spring on 3, and I'm going to remove the opposite spring off. I don't need the box, so I'm going to set that to the side. And so with this Mermaid, we're going to take our left foot in front. And then I want you to take the heel and I want you to hook it. Depending on your model, just see if you can hook it around the leg of the chair here, okay? Arms are out. We're gonna go ahead and take our left hand to the pedal and then take it over for a nice side stretch here. And this way we can feel the whole openness of our right side. Probably Mermaid on the chair is one of my favorite Mermaid variations. I just feel like you can get so much out of it. It feels really good. And then start to slowly bring it back up, taking your right hand to your leg. And let's just go in for the opposite stretch here. And 2 more. Let's take it over. And think of reaching as far as you can, but don't lift up your right leg from the floor. Let's keep the right foot connected, meaning like avoid lifting and looking like that. So keep that foot down. You're gonna feel the stretch enhance more. and then bring up and stretch. One more time. And we reach it over. Nice deep breath. And then return it back up for a final stretch to the right. Beautiful. Let's take it to the other side. So let's go ahead. Right heel is going to connect to the leg, so just kind of hooks in there. Arms are out. Let's take the right hand to the pedal, reach on over with that left arm, and slowly bring it back up. Taking the left hand to your right thigh, right arm goes over. And 2 more times. Right hand back to the pedal. We reach on over. Deep breath. And then back up. And stretch. And 1 more time, we take it over. Feel those ribs separating to create more space for breath. And lift. Final stretch over to the left-hand side. And then release it. Perfect. Okay, so then I'm gonna stay on my same spring. So I'm gonna stay in 1 on 3, and we're gonna go into our swan exercise. So let's go on our stomach and push this pedal all the way down, okay? Now, the rule of thumb here is that we wanna have our shoulders over the wrists, okay? And then our legs are separated since we are still doing extension work. Let's go ahead, and eyesight is down, squeezing your glutes here. Let's lift the pedal and coming up into extension. And then start to lower it down as you exhale. And inhale on the extension. Shoulders down, those back pockets, and then exhale. And again, we lift and lower. So you can see how we've taken a lot of familiar exercises we do on the reformer, on the tower, and we apply it to the chair. And that's what's just so nice, because you already know the premise of the exercise. It's just like now it has a different objective. It has a different purpose of serving us. And down. 2 more. Lift. And lower. And we're gonna lift last time. And exhale, we lower. Perfect. And then carefully go ahead and you can scoot back as you let the pedal come up. And we're gonna finish it with a couple roll downs today. So let's go ahead. We'll not use the chair on these, but hip distance apart there with the feet. Let's sweep those arms up. Let's go ahead and just dive ourselves down. Let just everything go here. And just kind of loosen up the body and starting to pull those abs up. And as you rebuild yourself against this imaginary wall, as the last thing to come up, shoulders down. Again, last time we sweep those arms up. We drop the chin. We go ahead and dive. We round out through the spine here, letting everything fall. So nice. And then go ahead, scoop the belly, pull your belly button away from your waistband as you begin to rebuild into a nice tall standing position. Awesome job, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, this was very basic, beginner. Let me know if you thought it was beginner, and I'm happy to come back with another chair part 2 101 as we start to build and get really familiar with it. So drop a comment, tell me what you liked, and hit a thumbs up, and I will see you next Monday.